So Sean, who runs the channel Actual Justice Warrior on YouTube, he's great. You should check out his videos.
Finger guns?
Finger guns.
Nice.
That's my
Finger gun's great.
enthusiasm towards Sean.
Nice.
What's up guys, Sean here, and today I have to tell you guys about what might be, but definitely isn't, the most important story I'm ever going to tell you about on this channel, even though this video clearly won't be that. It's more personal, but I need your help, and I'd appreciate your support. Now, the last video I made on this channel about the Detroit debate round 2 actually took particularly long for me to make. Now, many of you could have figured that out just by the length of the video. It is 22 minutes long, much longer than the videos I normally produced on the channel. But I also had a bunch of production problems with that, and I had to re-record and re-record stuff. And since it's free-flowing and I'm just kind of giving you my thoughts without a script or a teleprompter, it's really difficult to get the words I want to say correctly in a shoot with the camera, with the audio and the video working perfectly, and then have something to edit in editing that's workable. So the shooting for that took like an extra hour than it normally would have taken for me to make one of my normal videos. But I knew at the time I was making that video that CNN gets a little crazy with their copyright claims, so I was ready to dispute CNN's copyright claims because I knew that the clips I was going to be using were going to be transformative in nature and were going to fit the standards of what is known as fair use. However, I uploaded the video and I didn't initially get a copyright claim, and I was pretty happy about that. I've been pretty good about using small enough clips or transforming the clips enough to avoid a copyright claim, and I've never really had a problem with that anywhere on the channel. But this video wouldn't really exist if the problem was I never really had a problem with YouTube's copyright system, and that fact remains true till this day. So many of you might be thinking it must have been claimed, and that claim could have only possibly come from CNN since the clips used, while fair use and transformative in nature, did come from the CNN debate, which aired on CNN. But it turns out claims can just come from anywhere, and I was claimed by the Rush Limbaugh program despite the fact that nowhere in that video, nor any other video that I've ever done ever, have I used a clip from Rush Limbaugh or even referenced Rush Limbaugh once in my video. I've never mentioned his name in the entirety of this channel. But regardless of the fact that that video has no connection with Rush Limbaugh whatsoever, it was in fact claimed as being a part of Rush Limbaugh's show from August 1st of 2019, one day before I uploaded my video. And it's not like the part that was claimed is completely irrelevant. It's the key exchange in the video between Kamala Harris and Tulsi Gabbard, and my commentary about it. Now obviously I disputed this claim through YouTube's copyright system because the claim is in fact ridiculous. I tweeted at Rush Limbaugh to release my video because there's nothing from his show in my video and it's ridiculous for him to try and steal my revenue. But it's insane that the entirety of the revenue from that video can be held hostage from a company saying that there is a clip of their show in it that doesn't even appear in the video. I actually used the premiere feature from that video, and Aaron Lehman sent me a super chat asking me if I was voting for Trump or not. Thank you for the $5 donation, but unfortunately, that's going to Rush Limbaugh. Dan Campbell even more generously sent me $20 via super chat. And in that message, he said, Kamala can't stop thinking damn, as in my damn congresswoman might be Madame President. While I appreciate the pun and the intent of you trying to send me a very generous donation, apparently, that donation now belongs to Rush Limbaugh. Now look, obviously I'm being a little hyperbolic and maybe a smidge overdramatic because I am going to fight this and I am going to win. And 3 months from now, or whenever YouTube dispenses wrongfully claimed revenue, I will in fact get the revenue for this video that I earned. But this claim is disruptive. It's disruptive to me, it's disruptive to the channel, it's disruptive to the content that you guys come here to watch. And a claim like this can easily turn into a strike if somebody gets petty or people at a company get petty, which we're going to talk about the company that's claiming this on behalf of Limbaugh in a moment because they're doing a terrible job. But I want you to know that there is a reason that this video exists, because if I do get a strike and that does place limitations on my channel, I want you to know why beforehand and that I'm in this process beforehand. And Rush Limbaugh does a show from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and here's the call-in number. And if you would like to call him and tell him to give me my money back, we can resume regular content at any point in time. Now, my content was claimed by a company called AdRev for Creators, which claims to be a company that goes far beyond YouTube's content ID system, with an even better algorithm and a dedicated team of manual content claimers to make sure that if you're a creator and you sign up for them, that you can get the revenue that you deserve from people re-uploading your content. Now, of course, in my opinion, they're an incompetent hack organization with a terrible algorithm that somehow thinks that Rush Limbaugh is the owner of CNN and that my voice is somehow akin to a re-upload of the Rush Limbaugh show. Now, if you've been on this platform long enough, I'm sure you've heard about companies that claim a bunch of videos as a part of essentially what is a scam in order to extract money from small creators that they intimidate with the legal language of a copyright claim. Now, I'm not saying ad revenue is one of these companies, because why attribute to malice what can be attributed to pure and unbelievable incompetence on behalf of a company that confuses a CNN clip in one of my videos for a Rush Limbaugh clip? I mean, how terrible could your algorithm or your manual claimer be? Now look, I'm not saying I know how to run one of these companies, but what I am saying is that as a creator, if I were in the market for one of these companies that would go further beyond the content ID system, I would make sure that they would go further beyond the content ID system to claim people re-uploading my content in its entirety, and not be so incompetent that they would mix up Limbaugh with CNN with this channel and think that they're all one thing and produce terrible claims on people who did nothing wrong. I would never hire a company like that. I mean, I would be completely embarrassed if my company had downloadable material on their website that said that they had experts in manual claiming and proprietary technology to help find content that's being re-uploaded. Like, if my company made those kind of promises and this was the results that they delivered, I would think that they were awful and that nobody should ever partner with this company. In fact, if I were somebody like Rush Limbaugh and I knew about this, I would feel like this company was essentially, through incompetence, stealing in my name. And I would want people to call me on my radio show, which airs from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, at this call-in number, and tell them to give Sean back his money, and tell him to maybe partner with a different company besides the company in question. Well, at least that's how I would feel if I were Rush Limbaugh. I'd want people to call into my radio show between 12 p.m. and 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, on the toll-free number that happens to be on screen, and say, hey, Rush, your company that you're using to manage your content ID system inappropriately and honestly ridiculously claimed Sean Fitzgerald's YouTube video about the debate, which featured no clips from your radio show whatsoever, and it's absurd that this company would make that mistake, and maybe you should give Sean back his money. I would want people to say that in the politest, most concise way possible, repeatedly, until it happens. Alright, that's all I really have to say about this topic. To be clear, I'm not accusing any company, entity, or person of committing an actual crime. I just think through sheer incompetence, this company managed to claim my video on behalf of another company that's content nowhere appears in that video. But I'm certain I'm not the first YouTuber to complain about these companies that go beyond the content ID system. I'm sure I'm not the first person to think that a lot of these companies, or some of these companies, are really incompetent at what they do. And I'm sure I'm not the first person that something like this has happened to. And if you're a content creator that has found yourself in the same boat as me, don't be passive, don't be intimidated. File the dispute through YouTube's claim system. Find the company that's claiming your content and email them and tell them you're not afraid of what they're doing and you will fight it in court. Because these companies will back down when they are in the wrong, and if you press the issue. If you let them get away with it, then don't be surprised that they're getting away with it. Alright, so that's the end of my sermon. Thank you so much to those of you who support me via Subscribestar, Patreon, and one-time donations on PayPal. Fortunately, there is not a system of companies out there that can claim those donations as well. And thank you so much to those of you who watch, who like, who subscribe, who share. Shares have become increasingly important due to the fact that I don't pop up in suggestions like I used to. So I appreciate your guys' support. I will be producing normal, regular content unless something horrific happens, like I get a copyright strike related to this video, or my last video more accurately. But until then, normal videos should be on the way. Till next time.